Good morning. Welcome to PodCats. I'm here with the men's head soccer coach, Tyler Hamilton. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Of course. So just to start off, if you could give us like a quick background and a quick background of your coaching history.
Yeah, so this is my second year as the head men's soccer coach here at Culver Stockton. Before that, I coached high school ball at Alton High School and Southwestern High School for both boys and girls. And then before that, I was a player here at Culver Stockton for 4 years.
Okay. So seeing this being your second season, what are you really looking forward to this year that would be different from last year?
Yeah, I think kind of making the group more my own. We talk about culture and trying to just put an identity on the program. And I think with each year that goes by, I think we kind of make that more and more into my own style. And so I'm looking forward to, with this group of players that I brought in, to kind of start to melt that together. And hopefully it leads to some more victories for us.
Mhm. So with that being said, so what are some small things that you're doing to implement within the team and within the program currently to help them really grow and see where they go?
I think team bonding is a big thing. Gelling as a unit is important in every sport, soccer especially, with 11 players on the field. They have to have similar mindsets, be able to think, be able to get along, and that's always a big challenge with any sport. So I think for our guys, it's getting them all on that same page and kind of getting us over that hump where we haven't been as successful in years past. I think that's always the end goal for us is we want to be successful. We want to make the conference tournament. But just getting there one day at a time and focusing on that is always a big goal for me.
Okay. Seeing that being you have so many players and you've had players from prior coaches that have been brought in, and then you bring new players in, how do you think they've been meshing overall? What's the team dynamic sort of like right now?
Yeah, I think we have good senior leadership within our group. We have guys who really care about this program and they want to see it do well. And that goes from the top to the bottom. So it's been good to have that leadership, even though they are from, maybe other coaches and recruiting cycles and things like that happen. But we all have the same goal in mind. So when it comes to meshing together, as long as we're all reaching for that same goal, I think it's going to happen.
Um, with having a bench as deep as you do, what do you think are some benefits that you have, especially since you do have a lot of international players?
Yeah, international American, it doesn't really matter to me. I want the best 11 players on the field. The nice part about having a deep bench is we get to kind of toy with it and play a little bit of, okay, this player works here, this one works here. And we have more options. Last year, we were extremely limited with the injuries that we had. So it's good not only to have everybody healthy this year, but then also just having all these pieces that, if we need to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids into our bench, we still hold that same quality, that high level of standard that maybe we haven't always gotten in the past.
Okay. Saying that it's pretty much going to be a split season for the rest of conference, having 4 away games and I believe 4 home games. Do you feel more confident being at home? Are you fairly confident being away?
I think our guys get up for it no matter where we're at. We know that we have some games coming up that are must win. And so whether we're at home or we're away, we've got to find a way to get a result. So I think drilling that into their heads right now, and especially as we play at home the next couple matches, I think it's important for us to get into those good habits now. So hopefully it translates to wins for conference for us that can hopefully lead to some bigger and better things.
Looking that conference has been unfortunately an oath 0-3. What are you looking now to change to really go forward?
Well, obviously, we want to get in the win column. That's first and foremost. We've talked about getting over that hump and just kind of, get the ball rolling in the right direction. And so I think we're a group that we definitely ride momentum. And if we get that one win, it all starts with that. So we have a non-conference game today against Oakland City. And so, the thought process with the guys is, hey, we gotta get a win here. So they're going to put everything they've got into it, whether it's conference or not. And then I think we build off of that. So hopefully we get a good result tonight. And then, hopefully that leads into a very good Missouri Valley team that we need results. If we want to make the conference tournament, we have to get wins no matter who they come against or how good the competition is. So getting that momentum in the right direction is definitely something we have to do.
Gotcha. How do you think your exhibition games have been preparing you for conference?
Really good. One of the things that we wanted to do, not just for me as a coach, but also the players, is we wanted to make our non-conference schedule extremely challenging. We wanted to play good teams so that it prepared us for this. Um, I think that in past, maybe we've played some easier teams and gotten wins, but I don't think it helped us prepare for conference quite as much. So I'm excited because I think we're playing right with these teams that, yeah, we're 0-3, but we've been in the games, we've created chances, and we're right there. So yeah, the results haven't been what we've wanted, but I think that in the long run, it has helped us prepare.
And would you say you're more looking to improve, or are you more of a defensive minded coach, offensive minded coach? What are you really trying to zone in on and focus on?
For me, I was a defensive player, so defensive tactics come easy to me, and I try and translate that onto my players. But at the same time, I think one of our strengths is that we score goals. We've only had, I think, one, maybe two matches where we haven't scored a goal yet this year.
Mhm.
And so that's a big deal for me. I want to put the ball in the back of the net. I want us to be competitive. But on the flip side, a shutout would be nice too. So I think that's something our guys could dial in a little bit more on. Putting together a full 90 with a clean sheet is definitely a goal that's at the top of our charts right now. We just got to get there and do it.
Mhm. And with your spring season, do you think that kind of set the tone for this current season, or do you think it's just kind of a separate, now we're getting into the new year, new everything?
A little bit of both. I think that with spring, it does help you kind of prepare for that next season. One nice thing is that we did bring in, a decent sized spring class. And so with that, I think it kind of showed our current players that, what, we're trying to raise the standard around here. We want to bring in quality guys that are going to make us better and, make us that much more deep on our bench. And so bringing in guys that can add to that quality is definitely a 24/7 type of a thing for us, no matter when it is, spring or summer. So, yeah, I think spring's important for that. It helps players grow, it helps them get ready for that next year. So, I think as a group as a whole, we moved our whole team towards the right direction with a very competitive spring that we had.
Of course. What do you think will be the biggest challenge for you coming up with the rest of the season?
I think you take a look at our schedule, and there's not really an easy day,
Mhm.
and that's from start to finish. So whether that be by design or just how the schedule falls, we have, it seems like, a nationally ranked team every other game. So we have to get results where we can, and then try and steal some results from some very good teams. And it's my goal that we can do that, and I think that we can. Just got to instill that into our guys.
Mhm. And how do you think they're handling that? I mean, it can't be easy seeing a nationally ranked team in your conference, much less multiple.
Yeah, they're up for the challenge. That's why they wanted to come to school here. They want to play against the best competition possible, and our conference does a very good job of giving that opportunity. So they have a chance to prove themselves every single day, and that comes with the territory here. So they're excited for it. They're up for the challenge.
Now, of course, being a former player here and now being a coach, what out of all the teams in the conference, which team do you get most excited to play?
For me, I think Missouri Valley is definitely one that comes to the top of my head. When I was a player here, we got a win against them in the conference tournament that got us to the conference championship game. And so that one always sticks out to me. And it kind of helps me relate to the guys that even though, we might be the underdog, there's always that chance for a result. And so I'm hoping that, when we see these good teams, they see that as just a really good opportunity to prove themselves.
Being a former player, how do you think that being playing here has given you a bit of an edge when it comes to coaching here?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I know the conference, I know the quality of it, and kind of the playing styles. A lot of the coaches that are here in the conference were the same coaches when I was a player here. So, having a little bit of that edge, I think, definitely helps out, and it also helps on the recruiting side of knowing, what standard of players we're going to need to be successful.
Mhm. And what's the biggest difference you've seen from when you've played to now?
That's a good question. Definitely the size of the conference.
Mhm.
We added more teams, and it's not like we added any easier ones.
Mhm.
Adding Grandview, adding Mount Mercy, adding William Penn, those are schools that every year they're very, very competitive. And so I would say that it's gotten that much more challenging. Like I said before, there's just not an easy day in this conference.
Mhm. It seems that you are very prepared and very determined as every coach here. With the players, how do you feel that they're so sorry. How do you feel that they are oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, do you think they're all really getting built in? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
How do you think your players are so sorry. Why can I not think of this? I had this question prepared. Um, do you think your players are all into the system? Do you think there's been a little pushback with your system, or have they been fairly easygoing with it?
I think fairly easy going with it. There's always going to be pushback, and one of the really cool things about coaching, especially at this level, you have guys from all over the world. They're used to different playing styles, whether they're from, Europe, whether they're from South America, whether they're from right here in the United States. We all have different playing styles, and when we can kind of blend that together to make a cohesive system, it's really neat when it comes together. For us, I think the biggest issue we've had are just little individual mistakes are what's hurting us so far. So from a system perspective, I think that yes, it's been going well. Would guys maybe be a little bit more comfortable in other systems? Sure, but it's my job to make them uncomfortable. I want to push them to limits that they're not used to and get them to that next level.
Of course. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for this time, and good luck tonight with Oakland City.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.